What's up, Game Boys and Girls? Big T here, back with another video. And yes, I'm going to also dig into Xbox or Microsoft proper. By the way, my last video was a double dose of PlayStation hate, and this is going to be a double dose of Microsoft hate. It just kind of worked out that way. Again, I had another video for Microsoft last week, and it was talking about what you'll see in the next video. The second half of this video, you'll see me talking about basically how Microsoft treats its fan base as second-class citizens. And I want to say I'm probably the most fair Microsoft critiquer when it comes to the Juice crew, the Juice is Loose crew. I think everybody would agree on that. Most of the other guys just straight up hate Microsoft, but that's what I'm going to be doing in this video. I'm going to be hating because I'm never here to defend Microsoft. When they do something good, I guess, yeah, I will say these are good things. These are cool things. Game Pass is a great value. I will continue to say that. Yes, even with the price increase, it's a great value. It's worth more than what they're asking for. So I'm sure in the future they'll be, up in the charge for it again at some point. But anyway, this is not what this video is about. This video is about hate, and I'm finna hate on Microsoft because they just keep failing. Okay, we can talk about how when they do something good, which I will point out, and my comrades won't. When they do something good, I point it out, but immediately you just kind of wait. You know they're gonna do something to totally destroy whatever good thing they just did. They'll announce games, and then they'll have layoffs. They'll show like I had to have a really good E3, if you want to call it that anymore. They'll have a really good summer showcase, and then they'll announce price hikes and that they're going to be they're going to be closing studios or something, and they just continue to do that. So you all know initially they had the big layoff once they acquired Activision Blizzard. I knew that was going to happen. I think maybe some people were surprised, but I kind of like nerd out about that kind of stuff. So I was paying attention to like analysts and what was going to happen. And analysts were saying about 1,800 jobs were going to be pretty much gone. As the merger happened, they're going to be redundant jobs. They're going to be like management positions and all that kind of stuff that would kind of go away. So they said I forget who the guy was, but he was almost spot on. 1,800 jobs or something like that. So he was right initially, but then they laid off more, and then they laid off more, and they recently laid off like 650 employees or something crazy, and it's just like they can't seem to get this right, and maybe we should all seen it coming once the big wigs, the suits took over. Microsoft was going to change. I wish they would just come out and say, I don't want to step on my other video, the other half of this video too much because I can't actually remember what I was saying. I feel like I'm going to go over the same stuff here. But once, Satya Nadella took over, it was going to be, the end for it. I just wanted to kind of say that, in some ways Microsoft started off on the wrong foot. But some ways they got it right. So I think from the beginning they wanted to be the main hub box of your living room. That was their main goal. And I guess they worked their way up to the Xbox One, which is a complete disaster. So that didn't work out. But they did get a lot of stuff right. They had a lot of good gaming guys running the show. Seamus Blackley, Peter Moore. I think he did a great job with the Xbox. Phil Harrison even. I think he went on to EA after that. But they had like the core idea of what a console was and how to make one. The original Xbox, I always talk about how people forget that it didn't really sell that well. They compare it more to the PS2 than they do the GameCube, but it only sold like a couple million more than the GameCube did. But for whatever reason, they felt like it was more in competition somehow with the PlayStation than the GameCube was. I still, to this day, don't understand that. But they got a lot of things right on the original Xbox. There was a lot of really cool core games for the system. The whole aspect of it feeling like the Dreamcast 2 was nice. The Dreamcast 1.5, because they got a lot of Sega stuff on board. That was all great. Like, Panzer Dragoon Orta and, Crazy Taxis and all kinds of stuff. Shenmue 2, that was the only place you can play it outside of, PAL regions in English. So it was really cool. And they got that right. And the 360 came out and just kept the momentum going. 360 is a great console, other than its build quality. The initial build quality of it was trash, but it was a really, really good console and had a lot of great games on it. It still does to this day. It's one of the best consoles, I think, out there. And they just fumbled, subsequently after that. I think once Don Matrick saw what the Wii was doing, he wanted that. He went with the freaking, what is it called? The the Kinect. And he wanted to make that a big thing. And he chased that because they sold like 20 million of those, and he thought that was going to be the future of Xbox for some reason, and just kind of forgot the core. And then Xbox One was all over the place, right? So we all know that, but they just, I don't know where they're going in the future with the Xbox. It's obviously, it's a platform now. It's Game Pass. It's it's on everything. PC and whatnot. It's on other consoles even. So. They're gonna make their money at some point. The profits are up and all this good stuff, but they've lost any semblance of, they're losing their identity. I don't care about your console if your console doesn't come with a physical media drive. What's the point? I'm just gonna go PC at that point, right? Like, what is the point? There's way more benefits for me to go PC than to buy your console at that point. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So they're going that way. They just won't admit it. I wish they would just rip the Band-Aid off and tell the fans the truth. But they just won't do that for some reason. I don't know. I can't figure them out. They need to get a succinct, I feel like I'm going over the stuff I'm going to be going over in the other video. Like I said, I already recorded it already, so I don't want to talk too much more. But that's initially it. I don't know, all these layoffs, they just keep doing this. It feels very corporate and disgusting, and it's just like there's no gaminess to it. There's great games in the future coming, and that's what's holding me to carrying any semblance of caring about the what they put out, because there are great games in the pipeline. They've acquired studios that are making some cool stuff. So there's that. But man, you're just leaving PlayStation to do whatever they want. Sony's gonna do whatever they want. They're gonna be the last only high-end console out there, and you can already see what they're gonna do with how they just put the PS5 Pro out there, which is like, we'll do whatever we want. We'll sell a console for $200 more. That doesn't really do that much more. Doesn't even guarantee 4K 60. We're gonna charge you $200 more with no disc drive. So you already know that's what's gonna happen to the industry if there's no competition. Nintendo's gonna be doing their own thing, and Microsoft I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they know what they're doing. And Sony's going to be left to do whatever they want with the industry. So, yeah, it is what it is. Double Dose coming up, part 2. Hang on for that. And, yeah. What's up, Game Boys and Girls? Big T here, back with another video. And this is going to be a quick one. Yeah, right. I'm going to try to make this one quick. I don't have a whole lot to say on this subject, but Microsoft be tripping. That's all I can say. They did something recently, not yesterday, but obviously about Gamescom, and then them announcing that they were going to be putting out Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, but they just had to undercut themselves and undercut the fans by announcing a PlayStation version, which isn't coming out until next spring sometime. I don't know why they couldn't just wait until January to announce that, and let their fan base enjoy the game. Because there's nothing wrong with the game coming to PlayStation 5. I pretty much always knew it would. Once they showed this new initiative they were doing. So it's an Indiana Jones game. You're likely going to put that on everything you can, because it is a IP that is enjoyed by a lot of people. You don't want to like stick that IP and have it stuck to one ecosystem. So not surprised by that. I expect more games will be coming as well. I don't have a problem with that, but their strategy is all jacked up. I don't understand it. Like, if you want to push Game Pass, you don't let people know, or you don't give, I guess you don't let people know more ahead of time when they don't have to know that the game is coming to their platform. You want to maybe get them to think, oh, maybe I should check out Game Pass. I'm an Indiana Jones fan. Let me play Game Pass because I want to play that game when it comes out. So let me go ahead and just go ahead and play, even if it's just for a couple months, or a month till I beat the game. I'll pay for Game Pass for a month, and maybe once they get in there, that's they get what they call that churn. They see other things they might like, and maybe they'll keep the subscription. That's how it should be. If you're doing it from a business point, not even talking about the fans, right? If you want to just not even think about the fans on this, that should be what you do for a business. You want to get people in your ecosystem. You want to get people in there. Yes, you want to make the dollars, obviously, for selling the game full price, and you want people to do that. But nothing was going to stop them from doing that if you announced the game a little later. Let's say after Christmas, let your core fan base not feel like they're second-class citizens. Because it's like, well, obviously for me, Game Pass will, playing through Xbox will always make more sense, because Game Pass, I get the games for cheap. I can get the game for cheap through a subscription service. If I want to buy the game, I still can. I don't know why people act like you can't still buy the game. I still buy games that are on Game Pass. It's just that now I can keep the game sealed, like, again, for the collector and me. I don't know that's everybody's thing, but Game Pass is a amazing value, even at the after the price hike. I think Game Pass will make me start itching, if you will, if it hits like $25. But look at the future. Look what they're going to be putting on that thing. It's insane. Of course, once they got ABK and they got Call of Duty, the huge franchise, the price was going to go up. I'm not surprised by it. I don't know why anybody would be. But isn't it comparable to Sony's service, which doesn't give you day and date games? So until it gets far beyond that, it's a way better service. And it's a comparable price. I don't know. There's no victory there for any fanboys. So I don't know why anybody would even tout that kind of stuff. But they keep shooting. They'll take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. They have goodwill coming out of E3 and whatnot. A lot of fans were excited to see what they had, and they felt really good. And they just keep doing this. With these announcements, it's like it almost feels like they're trolling their fan base at this point. It's like they're doing these things on purpose that they don't have to do. You can still have this be your strategy, have this be what you do, how you sell and make games, and how you distribute them, but just don't do this disjointed, oh, we don't know, maybe this game will come kind of thing. Put your damn foot down and say this is how it's going to be. I think most Xbox fans at this point have, they understand what's going on. They understand that a lot of their games, all their games are going to PC, and some of those games might also go to competing platforms. They understand that at this point, but give them an incentive to be an Xbox fan. Yes, that game is going to come to other platforms, but 6 months down the line, they have to wait 6 months. If you don't have Game Pass, you got to wait 6 months for the game. Or if you want to do it even less, you can. 3 months, something for your core audience. Be like, all right. Again, like I said, it's always going to be a smarter move to have Game Pass because it's just a cheaper value. It's a great value. So it's always still going to be better, even if the games were day and date on PlayStation, like they are on PC. It's still a better value to own Game Pass, or to not own it, but to subscribe to Game Pass. But give your core fans something. It's like, all right, yeah, you guys can buy the game full price 6 months later, 3 months later, 6 months later, and you can help fund all these great deals I get in Game Pass. Like, I don't know, as a fan, I wouldn't be mad about that. Yeah, PlayStation fans, please buy these games. The more you do that, the more sustainable Game Pass is to me. Microsoft will continue to be able to give me Game Pass. Great, you guys go ahead and fund Game Pass. Sea of Thieves did really well, is doing really well on PlayStation. That's just money in Microsoft's pocket to fund other games and to fund Game Pass and make sure Game Pass gets cool games every month. So there's no loss for you as a Xbox fan other than Microsoft just undercutting you, the messaging. They got to get their messaging together. They have to figure out what their complete strategy is. No more of this, oh, maybe this game, maybe that game. Just say, hey, everything's coming. Maybe you say, I would think you should still keep your core games, your Halos, your Gears, and your Forzas. I think you should make people subscribe to Game Pass for that, or buy that game on PC or Xbox. Those games specifically. Everything else is up for grabs for the most part, but you got to wait 3 to 6 months or more to get this stuff. But if you're on Game Pass, you can get it right now at no extra charge. That's how you sell your service. And I think a lot of people would jump on it for that. Call of Duty is going to add more subscribers to Game Pass. I think that's just a given. And if they just say, hey, this is what's going to happen, and have a straightforward lockdown strategy, they won't have these problems. They won't have these outbursts every few months from fans getting upset, and rightfully so in some cases. They won't have these issues. So get your marketing together, get your goals together, get your business strategy together, and lock it down. And then you won't have these blow-ups all the time. Microsoft, get it together. You spend too much money to not have a plan, a solid plan for this. And then Phil Spencer won't end up lying at some point, because you keep changing the strategy down the line and make him look stupid in his past comments. And that's what you're doing. You're undercutting your own executives, and you're dissing your fans. And I don't think that's a good strategy. But yeah, that's my video. Let me know what you guys think. Do you agree, disagree? Do you care? Most of my fans, I hate to say fans, most of the people who watch me, followers and whatnot, don't care about Microsoft anyway. So but yeah, look, if you do care, let me know in the comments below what you think, their strategy should be. All right, that's my video. Thanks again for watching and listening, and I'll see you fools next time. Peace out.